Hello, my friends, and welcome to Tatiana's Coaching. My name is Tatiana, and I am your life coach on a mission to help you find your purpose, identify your true dreams and desires, and help you build a life that is authentically aligned with who you truly are. Welcome. Would you like to know the most dangerous habit that we have that drains us out of our energy, our creativity, robs us out of joys in life, and in extreme cases can even lead to depression? If yes, then stay tuned to find out. I must say that people rarely talk about it for some reason, even though I consider this as one of the most dangerous habits. I used to have it. I still struggle with it at times. I've known people who were diagnosed with depression because of it. And yeah, it deserves a lot of attention and a lot of light. And that's why I am creating this video to let you know how dangerous it is, see if you have it, and what to do with it. Ready? Let's go. Do you ever feel like your brain never stops working? You are eating, you're thinking about something. You are working, you're thinking about something else. You're running, you're thinking about something else. You're sleeping, you're thinking about something. Your brain is never in the moment. You're always in the past. We always solving things in the future, but you're never here in this exact moment. If yes, hello, mind chatter. The most dangerous habit that we have, yet we underestimate it so much. It's like stress, slow killer. You don't notice it because it's like, oh, it's somewhere there. It doesn't kill me today, tomorrow. But slowly but surely, it's draining you. It may lead you to depression. It strips you away from joys of life and strips your brain productivity, because your brain is always in overdrive, always thinking. And our brains need to recharge. And they recharge when we're sleeping, they recharge when we are in the moment. You actually enjoying a conversation with friend. Yes, you tuning in, but you staying away from that gum that you have, that you think about something, and it's about something and it's about nothing. There is absolutely no results at the end of the day. Has it ever happened to you that somehow you get your mind to stop and like, oh, solutions, ideas, things are coming to you like Newton and the apple? When we pause and relax, we allow our brain to actually process all of the information, and actually give us answers and give us ideas and be creative. But because we are in this mind chatter all the time, we just don't let our brain do its proper job. So we need to understand how dangerous it is, how limiting it is to us as human beings. It like literally limits your creative potential. And I'll go through dangers as well, and then what to do with it. I just want you to understand that your mind chatter and never being in the present moment, it is a very dangerous thing in the long run. Aside from being like super uncomfortable, it's dangerous. So negative effects, it's energy depletion. Our brains are the major consumer of energy in our body, believe it or not. Have you ever worked for 10 hours straight mentally, solving something, and then 8 hours straight physically? And notice the difference. When we work mentally, it takes so much more energy. Brain consumes so much more energy than the rest of the physical body. So when you're in this constant mental chatter, you're consuming and consuming and consuming all of the energy from your body. um, then it increases stress and anxiety because you're constantly in this wheel of thinking, and because there is no sense of completion and accomplishment of like you finish this goal, your brain is like, okay, we've done this, check mark. You always on this wheel like a hamster, and it leads to increased stress and anxiety because you're thinking but there is no end to your thinking, no solution, and brain keeps worrying about the same thing all the time, and it leads to anxiety. And obviously it impacts your productivity and your relationships, because when you uh, run low on physical energy and then you run low on your uh, brain capacity, it will you will be lacking creativity. It will affect your productivity on a daily basis, because creativity is everything. And of course it will affect your relationships, because when you're constantly worrying, you're anxious, you can be angry, snappy, you're never in the moment with your loved ones. And yeah, so your relationships don't are not quality relationships, unfortunately. And also constant mind chatter leads to poor sleep, because if you cannot turn it off at night, you will be thinking about it at night too. So then your brain never relaxes. And even if you can turn it off at night and sleep, the thing what happens is because during the day we consume a lot of other information on top of your previous mind chatter. So it accumulates, becomes more and more and more, and then the task of the brain at night is to process the information and put it into compartments. This is like short-term memory, long-term memory. uh, it's like I'm not a biologist, but this is what I know. And then so your brain will be processing that information, and it will feel like you're having the same mind chatter at night. So it's like day you consciously do it, then at night your brain just do it, and you have lack of sleep. When you feel lack of sleep, it leads to more anxiety, to less productivity, to more mind chatter, and it becomes this vicious circle when you completely always exhausted and you actually don't solve any problems. And I remember when I had that mind chatter and my brain was so overwhelmed with all of the information and things I needed to solve. On top of it, I was studying the things that I love, so I was putting so much pressure on my poor brain. And then at night, I felt like I had two shifts. One shift, I was working at night. I saw solving problems at night and basically relieving my work day. And then I would wake up and do the same thing in real time. And I was like, oh my God, my brain literally worked 24/7. And it was depleted, and I hit depression. And it was like diagnosed depression, not like we like to say, oh, I'm depressed. No, it was a diagnosed depression. It was like one of the scariest things that happened to me. That's why I'm raising this, because it really can be dangerous, so we don't underestimate it. So what to do with this constant mind chatter? How to get rid of it? How to control it? um, let's see, strategies. Number one, the easiest one, depending uh, how bad you are with your mind chatter, is to make a list of things that you are worried about and you need to solve. What happens is our brain can process only 5 to 7 items at the same time, So when we have like a large list, oh, I need to pick up kids from school, I need to solve this at work, I need to solve that at work, and then I'm thinking about my other issues. The brain, because there are a lot of things you're thinking about, the brain simply cannot process it all at the same time, and then it just turns into this thing like never-ending rolling snowball. When you're making a list of things, your brain relaxes and it can think point by point because it's not already at the same time. You concentrate point one, two, three, depending on your list. And once you made that list, your brain relaxes and you can say, okay, I have it here. I have my plan. I don't have to think about it now. I can be in the moment. So that helped me, and psychologists advise it to stop the mind chatter. This is like one of the effective ways to do. Um, Number two is consciously stop yourself when you are having a meal, let's say, when you're meeting with a friend and you notice yourself going through the things, you can consciously say, okay, stop, I'm in the moment. And you will be training your brain from being in the past, from like living the past or the future, to come back to the present moment. It will not happen instantly. It will not happen automatically after you do it one time. It's a process, but if you incorporate this on a daily basis, it will become easier and easier and easier. Every time, catch yourself in your mind chatter, overthinking, and yeah, that practice will help you. Also, what helps is mantras. I know it sounds like oof, mantras. What the hell is it? Um, and like I'm not spiritual. I'm not chanting mantras. You may say what mantras do is actually mantra is a repetition of something. It can be a repetition of a prayer. Usually, it's a repetition of a prayer to some god. It can be a repetition of certain words that have special meaning. For instance, I like the Satanama mantra. Um, if you read about it, I list the link below. For the like 11-minute one on YouTube, you can find longer versions. What it does when you're singing that mantra or even listening, but it's best to sing. Um, it If you Google it, it has so many benefits. It releases anxiety. It helps you with sleep. It cures some of the diseases, mental diseases. You can read about it, but it's like seriously considered to be a miracle mantra, and there were scientific studies actually done on it. But how mantra works, aside from talking about effects on the body, mantra, when you can repeat any word as a mantra. You can say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sometimes I do that when I walk. If my mind starts um, my mind chatter again, I just walk and I say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, which it's each step. What it does, it brings your brain to the current moment, to that particular word, and nothing else can enter. No thoughts can enter because you're constantly saying one thing and you cannot think about anything else. It's just thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, and it gives your brain a little bit of space to breathe and relax and not to think. And I must say, I never understood mantras before until I tried kirtan mantra singing. I think it was 2 hours. 2 hours we were singing the same thing. I forgot what it was. I think it was like praising to some god. Okay, people who do Krishna, please don't criticize me. Do kirtan. But yeah, so we were singing the same mantra with different rhythms and dancing and clapping for hours. I thought, well, this is so stupid. But the next day when I woke up, I had so much clarity in my brain. I had so much peace. It was just like blank. I think about nothing. I feel, but not this blank when you just have a mind fog where when you cannot think about anything. It's just clarity. It's just calm ocean. Thoughts come to you, ideas come to you, creativity come to you. I think of something, it happens. I think of a person, it calls. To me, it happened to connect to my channel, um, and like even see like, predict the future a little bit. Sometimes it happens to me when I'm not in a mind chatter. I can be like, a little psychic. But yeah, it was so surprising for me that mantras, 2 hour mantra can do that. And if you can find kirtan on YouTube, you can attend it. To do it by yourself, it's hard because imagine for 2 hours singing. Well, I cannot do it. But when you do it with someone, even if you do it for 1 hour, it would be amazing. If you struggle with mind chatter, I highly recommend it. If you cannot devote that hour going somewhere and singing with someone, then at least do Satanama 11 minutes to 30 minutes online. It's great to start your morning with it. It will give you grounding. If you cannot do that, then say one word. You can say money, 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 prosperity, prosperity, love, love, love. Anything can be your mantra, whatever you want. You can make a funny word and repeat it, but it will help to stop your mind chatter. So you can also, another way is to practice regular meditations. Some people don't know how to meditate, don't know what is meditation. And honestly, for me, when I have mind chatter, just laying there or sitting there and meditating and relaxing is absolutely not possible. It becomes so frustrating. It actually like counterproductive for me. So what works for me is dynamic meditation. Dynamic meditation, you can also find it on YouTube. Um, is when you are doing something as a form of meditation. It could be like, let's shake your body, just like let it all go. You can include like form of dance if you like that body movement. It will like release your like physical access energy, and by that will clear your head. Try dynamic meditations. It can also include laughing meditation. I've done that, or crying meditation, or all together. I remember there was meditation where first you cry and like for 30 minutes, I think. It's hard. Sometimes you like, if you want to feel like crying, okay, you cry for 5 minutes, but then the next 25 minutes, they have the sounds of someone crying and you like literally like let it out of yourself, and then you I think it was, yeah, then you start laughing for 30 minutes. Also in the background there's someone laughing, helping you to laugh, and then it's just like 30 minutes of calm and peace and ocean and being with yourself, and it really works wonders. So if like regular meditation is not for you, try dynamic one, crying, laughing meditation. They will work wonders on just like stopping your mind chatter and clearing your brain. Um, 5 sense exercise. It's hard for me, but it might help you, because everyone is different. Is when you concentrate, actively concentrate on all of your 5 senses, what you hear, what you see, how your body feels, what else is there, taste and smell, and that puts your focus in the present moment, and takes you from your head to your body. Also, physical activities. Yoga is amazing. What else? Yoga, running, kickboxing, dancing, like any activity that you like. For instance, if I feel overwhelmed and I have too much mind chatter, I need something active. I need strenuous physical exercise. So it would be like more of a dancing or kickboxing or high intensity interval training. But sometimes I feel that I want to do yoga because yoga is not just about stretching. Yoga is about the connection of your mind and body, and you are in the flow, and it really like, grounds you and helps you find peace and stop the mind chatter. Next one is breathing exercises. For me, it's also hard, so I don't like doing them. But I remember I did Kundalini, and Kundalini yoga has a lot of breathing exercises, and especially if practiced for a long time, they are amazing. Yeah, so I try myself when I find good teachers. I try to push myself and do breathing exercises because they also can be very dangerous if you practice them. If you practice like complicated ones, you may have emotions coming to the surface. So you have to be very careful and mindful with breathing exercises. And my advice is to practice them with a teacher. Like don't use YouTube. But that's just me. I just know how powerful they can be, and you may go like bananas for a little bit. And last but not least is technology detox. We tend to stay on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, scrolling through shorts, getting our dopamine um, fix, but it all adds to that mind chatter. And I noticed, especially if you're doing that before bed, it activates your brain, and you will have poor sleep even if you're not prone to having mind chatters. And if you are, this will be like really adding to your brain not being able to relax. So at least before bed, or when you don't need to, try to not use your phone, and you will see how liberating it is, and um, how good it is for your brain, how much more calmer you become. We don't understand it until we try it. So just try it for a few days, and you will see amazing results right away. I guarantee. And as always, I teach what I do, and I have done it. Sometimes I would do like a full day detox, no phone, no talking, just me by myself, not seeing people, and um, it has a wonderful results because our brain needs detox from all of the information. And I guess the last one would be try to, if your brain is overwhelmed, try to um, limit the information intake. So it would include technology. If you taking some courses that you don't need to take, maybe you can postpone it if your work is too overwhelming. Because when we bombard it with so much information, our brain just does not have time and resources to process it, and add mind chatter on top of it. Forget about it. That's exactly what happened to me. I had so many things going on at work when I was in the corporate world. And then I would come home and I would be like, oh, but I also love to read this and research this. And I tried to have it all and read it all and consume it all. And then my brain would be like, that's it. I am no longer working. Let me be. Give me vacation. Yeah, so we have to be very selective with the information that we take in. And yeah, technology detox would be one of the easiest ways to limit the information consumption. Hope this was helpful. Hope I made it clear how important it is not to have mind chatter, to be in the moment, how dangerous the effects of a constant mind chatter and is, and not stopping. So please use the techniques that I provided. Always take and try what resonates with you, because everyone is different. And if something is working for me and I'm sharing what works personally for me, this may not work for you. Something else may work for you. But I think on my list, I gave a lot of options for everyone to see and try. And I would definitely uh, give mantras a chance. Why I'm saying it's that because when I did it, I thought, what a BS. Forgive me, people who do mantra chanting. But then once I started mantra chanting, and I had those classes, 2 hour classes of mantra chanting, even though it's really, really hard for me personally in the moment. After you're done with it for the next week, especially the next day, you will see such tremendous difference in your brain activity, in your thinking, in the clarity, in the grounding, in how you feel. It's just amazing. So I highly, highly recommend. Tatiana's approval. Anyway, I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, please like this video, subscribe, and share so more people can know about this. Also, under this video, you can see my email, and you can email me to request a free consultation if you need life coaching, if you need me to help you, guide you in your life, if you have this existential crisis, if you feel lost, if you want to find your purpose, if you want to understand who you are, what you want, and create a life that is aligned with your true desires and wishes, and a life that you love, a life that makes you happy. Yeah, so please reach out. And yeah, first consultation is free. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Love you. Stay tuned for more. See you. Bye.